Here's the stat that should stop you mid-scroll. In 1986, Vietnam's GDP per capita was under $700 a year. Today, it's nearly $4,500. That's not a typo, and that's not 100 years of slow progress. That happened in one generation. One. A lot of countries take a century to make that kind of jump, if they make it at all. Vietnam did it while recovering from decades of war and international isolation. The extreme poverty rate dropped from 14% to under 4% in just over a decade. And it's not slowing down. The economy grew a wild 8% in 2025. Even the more cautious forecasts for this year still land around 6.8% growth. Most Western economies would throw a parade for half of that. This is the part most travel videos skip completely because GDP per capita doesn't exactly scream viral content. But it's the reason everything else on this list exists. Let's make this real instead of just throwing numbers at you. 30 years ago, a huge chunk of Vietnamese families had no electricity and no running water. They cooked outside on coal-fired stoves. Kids walked miles to school and did homework by oil lamp. That was normal life, not the exception. Now, walk into a one-bedroom apartment in Da Nang or Saigon, rented by someone in their 20s working a normal office job. You'll probably find air conditioning, a washing machine, a flat-screen TV, a decent fridge, and fiber internet that's honestly faster than what a lot of Americans deal with. That's not a rare success story anymore. That's just Tuesday for millions of people. The generational jump here is genuinely one of the fastest in modern history. Most travelers walk right past it because they're too busy taking pictures of a conical hat. Here's where a lot of people get confused. And honestly, a lot of YouTubers exploit that confusion for views. A bowl of pho costs around $1.50. A banh mi is less than $1. You can eat 3 solid meals a day on the street for about $5 total. Rent for a decent modern apartment outside the city center can start around $250 to $350 a month. That's not because the country is poor. That's purchasing power. Your dollar just goes a lot further here than it does back home. Confusing cheap with poor is like assuming a country is broke because gas is affordable. It's not the same thing. And if you walk around treating locals like they should be grateful for your loose change, you're going to have a bad time. Honestly, you'll deserve the side eye you get. Also worth noting, plenty of Vietnamese people are spending real money on international restaurants, private healthcare, and their kids' education. This isn't a country running on survival mode. It's a country that figured out how to make daily life affordable while wealth is still building underneath it. Okay, now let's be the honest video here because I promised you 2 sides, not a tourism brochure. Not everyone is riding this wave. Roughly 6% of the population is still living in extreme rural poverty. A huge share of that group belongs to ethnic minority communities in remote, mountainous regions. Places tourists almost never visit because, frankly, there's no rooftop bar up there. The gap between city life and countryside life is real. In some cases, it's actually widening, even as the national numbers look great. Growth in Vietnam has generally been broad-based, which is honestly rare. But broad-based doesn't mean equal, and it definitely doesn't mean finished. So no, this isn't a fairy tale where everyone's life got better at the same pace. It's a country moving forward fast, with some communities still waiting for that progress to actually reach them. This old Vietnam is poor image doesn't just make you misunderstand the country, it makes you act like an idiot in it. A few classics. Mistake 1. Aggressively haggling over pennies because you assume everyone's desperate. That vendor might be making a perfectly comfortable living, and you're just being annoying. Mistake 2. Sticking to the obvious tourist strip and assuming that's real Vietnam. That's like judging all of America based on Times Square. Mistake 3. Expecting a village life aesthetic and getting confused when you land in a city that looks more like Bangkok or Singapore. That confusion is on your outdated mental picture, not on Vietnam. Now, growing this fast isn't free. And this is the part where the stereotype flips into a different kind of problem. Construction basically never stops in cities like Saigon and Hanoi. That means noise, dust, and traffic that will test your patience at a molecular level. Air quality on bad days can look like the sky got run through a filter. And not the cute Instagram kind. This isn't poverty. This is what a boom actually looks like from the inside. Messy, loud, and constantly under construction, because the country is literally building itself in real time. On vacation, it's kind of exciting. Living here day to day, it's just Monday. So if you actually want to see this transformation with your own eyes, instead of just hearing me talk about it, skip the strip that's 90% souvenir shops and foreign-owned bars. Go sit in a local coffee shop mid-morning on a weekday. Not the touristy cafe with a view, an actual neighborhood one. You'll see it functioning as an office, a meeting room, and a hangout spot, all at once. That's modern Vietnam in a nutshell. Walk a few streets back from the main tourist road in any major city. You'll hit residential blocks with normal families, normal jobs, and normal apartments. Not a single elephant pant or same but different shirt in sight. That contrast, tourist bubble versus 5 minutes away, is honestly the fastest way to update your mental picture of this country. Here's the honest version. No sugarcoating and no doom posting. Vietnam isn't hiding its wealth from you. And it's definitely not the $2 meal poverty paradise some videos want you to believe either. It's a country compressing decades of development into a handful of years. Messy, loud, unequal in places, but moving forward faster than almost anywhere else on the planet. If your mental picture of this place is still stuck in a war documentary from 30 years ago, it's time for an update. So tell me, what surprised you the most when you actually saw Vietnam in person? Or what surprised you in this video? Drop it in the comments because I guarantee somebody down there is going to disagree with me. And that's half the fun.